morning, gang. It's Christmas Eve. Oh, come on. These cameras keep moving us. I was right over in the corner there. Good morning to you. It's Christmas Eve, the 24th of December 2019. Welcome along. Here I am up in Lincolnshire for this morning's United Kingdom talk, boys and girls. Welcome along. Oh, I've just realised I haven't got the phone with me, have I? Oh, hang on a minute. Let me get my text phone. Just a minute now. There we go. Got my little text phone with me and the raffle tickets, of course. That's better. We'll just switch this on. A moment of amatism there, boys and girls. Mick Davenport has just sent a £14. Oh, Mick! Mick, I know how it is with you, mate. Oh, just a minute. I have to do a jingle. Jingle. There you go, Mick. Thank you ever so much, Mick. That's much appreciated. That's really, really kind of you, Mick. Thanks very much for that £14.99 super chat. And I know money's a bit tight for you. That's really nice. I'm touched. I wish I could be touched. Perhaps, actually, could you take the money back and arrange for someone to come around and touch me instead? Does that sound a fair deal? How do you get it back? I don't think you can take it back, can you, once it's gone? I certainly don't know how to send it back again. Thank you ever so much for that. I do appreciate, really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Mick, and lovely Mandy there. So here we are, the day before Christmas once again, boys and girls. It's not too cold out this morning. Quite a pleasant morning out there, and not a bad journey into work at all last night. My God, I have to tell you, usually the journey, as you know, on a Monday, 2 hours. However, I think it's the fact that the schools are on holiday, and I timed my journey, as always, to try and get there around about 6:30. Often it would be 6:40, 6:45. I arrived in the road where the pub is at 6:05. Gosh, I shaved at least half an hour off my journey last night, simply through lack of traffic. That's going from Bracknell to King's Cross that way. And unfortunately, though, you can't park until 6:30. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, really. So I park at the top of this road, okay? If it's earlier than 6:30, I literally have to I come down one road and in an almost like a 180 degree turn. You sort of go left and then up the other way again. And I literally have to pull over at the bottom of the road away from the camera, you know, because traffic cameras. Oh, yes, they don't just have speed cameras, dear. Oh, no. Islington Council have deemed it fit. Let me see if I can sit on this ankle yet. No, I can't. Have deemed it fit, you know, to use the traffic cameras as parking cameras as well. You know, so some saddo is sitting in an office somewhere with a little joystick, waiting for someone to get out of the car. Well, of course, you can pull over as long as you're sitting in it. So I literally have to pull over at the bottom of the road and just sit there for 20 minutes, you know, annoying people with phone calls. Perhaps you'd like to join my list of phone calls. I'm always looking for people to ring up, dear. I am always looking for people to ring up because they don't ring me, believe it or not. So that was a nice journey in, and I have to say, a lovely, lovely evening last night. A really, really nice evening last night. Lots of Christmas songs were being sung. I had bought, I don't think she's here this morning, I'd bought Jeannie D a birthday cake. You know, he was with us yesterday, as you know. It was his birthday, and he never turned up. And I was sure he'd turn up last night. So we had this chocolate birthday cake, which wasn't they're not particularly expensive, the birthday cakes I buy for people's birthdays. But nevertheless, I had this chocolate birthday cake that I got from the co-op, and I said, here, put that behind the bar. Is Ginny here yet? And this would have been about 6:45. Now, he always gets there early. Jeannie D is the old punk. The punk. She always got this permanent... When I say old, I don't mean old. I mean, you know, as in punks were of that era. Do you see what I mean? So she's got this permanent tan because she's always on holiday. And I think he was 78 years old yesterday and always various different colour hair. And he's always one of the first ones there. There's a bloke comes, one of Ray Reynolds' friends, David. He's a lovely chap. And Jeannie D are usually the first two there. And I got there last, and he wasn't there. most disappointing. So this cake, and I thought, well, I'll wait a bit longer. And I think it got to about 9 o'clock. And I said, well, you might as well give this cake. What do you want to do with the cake? I said, well, give it out. What's the point in keeping it there? So we just cut it up and had the cake. I didn't have any cake. I'm pleased to report. No cake for Christopher. That's tomorrow. Christmas Day, yes. Christmas Day. The lovely Claire turned up as well last night. She sung a few songs. And my dear friend Diana Strelly, she's just on a completely different planet altogether. She turned up last night with a friend Lazio. He's from Hungary. And he moved back over there some time ago, but I think he's come over for Christmas. So that was lovely. I sung Tie a Yellow Ribbon round the old oak tree last night for Mary. Mary was a wonderful character who followed me around for the karaoke for years, actually. For years and years and years. And this year, sadly, not too long ago, actually, I think it was back in August, September time, we lost her. To the big sea. And she is someone that I miss dreadfully, actually. I do miss her dreadfully. In fact, I sent her son and her niece a little message, of support last night, saying that Mum was watching down and she would not want you to sit there and cry. I mean, it doesn't help really, I suppose, but I think it's quite nice to give someone a little bit of support now and again like that, I mean, what else can you do? You know damn well those children will be sitting there crying at some point tomorrow, but, just to offer a letter, a sort of little bit of support there. So that was my Tie Yellow Ribbon round the old oak tree. I think that was probably Mary's favourite song of mine. She used to do with me the Grease Megamix, and I thought about doing the Grease Megamix and leaving a gap where she would have sung, but I'm not sure how that would have panned out really, that one. So I sung Tie Yellow Ribbon, and there was once in the Golden Lion in Camden Town where I used to do the karaoke about a year and a half ago now. There was we had this United Kingdom talk meet-up, which unbeknown to me, it was the birthday of United Kingdom talk, which is around October. We're not sure of the exact date, and I think it was 11 years old or something like that. It was around about 11 or 12 years old, something like that. And lots of people came, and Wendy made this little glass thing, which is up at the house. And on this night, I did Tie Yellow Ribbon, and Mary had bought this ribbon, and she'd cut it, this yellow ribbon that she'd cut into little sort of wristband type lengths, and was handing them out to everyone. But there we go, Mary, rest in peace up there and watch down on us all. Lovely journey up here to Lincolnshire last night. The roads a little busier than they are normally, I would say. At 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. But no roadworks anywhere, which meant I got up here. I was up here at 1:30. 1:30 I got up here, which was 2 hours, about 2 hours and 23 minutes, something like that. I don't stop anywhere or anything like that. Got to the caravan. One of the things I wasn't looking forward to was turning the water back on. Because if I notice it's going to be like below freezing, or I check the weather ahead. When I leave here on a Friday, I check the weather for the next week. If it looks like it's going to dip below freezing, I turn the water off and open the taps. I don't actually drain down, which you're supposed to do. I've never found the valve, to be honest. You're supposed to undo this valve and all the water just pours out, and then that stops it freezing. But I do the next best thing, which is turn the water off and open all the taps. And so I got there, got out the car, turn the water back on, then you hear it all gushing out the taps. I leave the taps on when I turn it on to push through the air, and then I came back in the car, and it wasn't too much. But there's a little wooden door on the side, and it's a devil to get back on once you've got it off. This wooden door, you get it off easy. You just turn this thing and pull it, and there's the tap right there. Just turn it on. Quite simple. Not so much fun if it's pouring down with rain, but it wasn't last night. Or it's really, really cold, and all you want to do is get inside the caravan and warm up. Because, of course, I've got remote control heating, so about an hour before I get here, I just turn it on my iPhone, and it flicks on, and you can see the temperature, goes from 3 degrees to about 15. So by the time you get here, it's quite nice and warm. And so all the water was on, and I did my, I bought some blueberries up, so that I could have my usual breakfast in the morning, and went in the fridge. I got no fat-free yoghurt. In fact, I got no yoghurt at all in there, so I couldn't have my normal breakfast this morning. What a disaster! An absolute disaster. Although not much as a disaster as something about. I did have a little bit of a disaster cooking the dinner last night, which I'll tell you about in a moment. First of all, those of you watching on Facebook Live, a very good morning to you. Just to let you know, we don't get the messages. If you're tapping messages away in the Facebook Live thing, we don't get those. You need to join us on YouTube, okay? Also, we stop the programme on there in about a minute's time. So please join us on YouTube and you'll get the whole experience and you'll be able to see the whole show there. Simply go to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. And that's where we'll be. You'll find us all there. Lots of people chatting in a chat box. I'll be looking at the messages very shortly this morning and reading some of them out, boys and girls. Can't read them all out, unfortunately, but everyone at least gets a name check on there. And you'll be able to see the whole thing there, okay? So once again, do join us at youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. And we'll see you over there for the Christmas Eve show. Oh, it took a little while to come down there. Yes, so minor problem with the dinner last night. So I've put my sausages in the George Foreman grill. That's going on nicely. The water's come through, so the kettle's on. The baked beans are in the saucepan. This is about 10 to 2. 10 to 2 in the morning now. That's my dinner time when I come up here. Because I don't eat in between. I've been really good with the Slimming World. Really, I'm so proud of myself. I lost about 8 pounds now. 8 pounds now in readiness for Christmas Day. Yeah, in readiness for Christmas Day. And the water's boiling. So first of all, we make the tea, and then we put another kettle worth on for the mashed potato. I quite like smashed potato. It's so easy. It's very quick. And that's all it is, powdered potato. There's no milk in there, no cream, if you get the right one, that is. You want the smash one in the tubes, okay? That's got no milk or anything else. Always check the label in case they've got a different version of it out wherever you are. So I've got the powder in this jug, as I usually do. And then the water starts boiling, and it's boiling away, and I tip the jug, and I'm stirring it around, and somehow I think I tipped the jug too much, and the lid came off. And the entire jug filled with water. It was just like wallpaper paste. But now, you see, the sausages are done and the beans are done. And I thought, well, I can't make any. I don't want to make any more because it's a low wattage kettle. It's only a 700. I think it's a 700 watt kettle there. So it takes about 10 minutes to boil, which is all right if you arrange everything around it. You know, I don't want to wait another 10 minutes. So I just got more potato out and more dried potato out and put there. I had a whole thing full of mashed potato, but it looked like wallpaper paste. No, I didn't eat it all. So there I sat there and had my dinner and went to bed. Got up around about 8:30 this morning, which was okay. I've put a cable in to try and the computer I read the news stories off is very, very slow in here, and I assume that it's something to do with the fact that was Wi-Fi rather than plugged into the router. So I've put a temporary cable up. I don't know if you can see this. Where's number 2? There it is. There's number 2. Can you see? No, you can't see it. There's a cable. Yeah, well, you might be able to see it. Can you see this? Yeah, there it is. There's a cable there, which I put in this morning to see if that speeds it up at all. It's a really, really old. Both these computers are really old in here, but that one is particularly old. So I've done that this morning. Don't think I'll be able to go. Certainly, the swimming pool I usually go to is closed now until Friday, the Jeff Moulder Centre, so I won't be able to go there today. But I've got a feeling the other one I used to go to at Horncastle might be open, so I might go there for a little late morning swim today. If I've got the card with me, I don't know if I've still got the membership card for that one because I haven't been there for ages, not since I joined up with the other one. So that was my day. That was my day. Tonight, I'm looking forward to going to my nephew's house, Gary's, and one of the children has, or I don't know if it's both of them or one of them, Harry, great nephew Harry, who's 6. I think Evie as well, who's 7. They've made a gingerbread houses. I will say that. They've made gingerbread houses, with icing and all that, and my nephew's wife, Stacey. She says they're a bit hard, but they're absolutely delicious. So I'm looking forward today to possibly having some very, very nice gingerbread. Do you like gingerbread? I like strong, like those ginger biscuits. I think McVitie's ginger nuts. Oh, they're really strong. A little bit like having chili on your tongue. Oh, lovely. I do like, so I'm hoping to have a little bit of that this morning. There we are. Okay, let's read some of your messages this morning. Good morning to Joey Millen. Hello to Michael Lawrence, Michael Pullman, Amelia Dodd, Mark Bowles. Shania's in the house. Good morning, Shania. Shania, your little message came through a little bit too late for me to get your bingo pen off last night. Yesterday, unfortunately, I don't have any of those here at all. So I'm afraid you'll have to wait now till Saturday before I can send that off. All right, my darling. Yeah, I think it was a red one your dad asked for, which I've got, and it'll be sent off on Saturday because you just missed me going out, unfortunately, yesterday. All right, so it's your fault, not mine. I take no blame. Just like a shop when you take something in for repair, nothing to do with us. It's their fault. It's their fault. Pass the buck, dear. Pass the buck. So, all right, Shania, so I'll be sending that off on Saturday for you. There's Heidi Oliver. Good morning, Heidi. Did you have a nice time in Cardiff, darling? Young Heidi has been in Cardiff for a little bit of a sort of a mini break down there, haven't you, my darling? Morning to Mike Rees-Ponto. There's Mick Davenport after sending his £14.99 super chat with yellow banner. Very pretty. Did you specifically choose the banner to couple up with the super chat feed gift there? Shall we say gift? Gift. That's what it is, a gift. Good morning to Ray Reynolds. Morning, Ray. This is Ray Reynolds' jacket that he bought me. Look at this. Very high quality. Morning, Ray. Morning to Jason Hughes. He's late this morning. What's going on, Jason? You're very late this morning. Gosh, you're normally right at the top there. You're way down the list. You just seem to be dropping further and further down the list. Have you noticed that, Jason? Why is that, lovey? Why is that? Morning to Joanna Evola. Looking forward to me doing some singing later. I'm glad I brightened up your year, Mick. I'm glad I'm brightening up to you. That's what it's all about. Having a little ray of sunshine beaming into these dark, dismal days. Although, of course, we've had the shortest start of the year. It's going to get brighter now. Here we go. On the way to summer. Here comes summer. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We're all going on a summer holiday. No more walks. No more for a week off. No more work for one more something or other. No more school for a week or two. I can't remember the words to that one. Good morning to Brendan Brady fan. Good morning. Hello, Diane Jeb. There's Info Dude Man joining us nice and early. All right. Sean Pye joining us this morning. There's Mr. SOS Gregorian. Is that another account? SOS Gregorian has set up multiple accounts to try and get my subscriber numbers up a bit more. Please, can you do the same? Could you set up multiple YouTube accounts? And then you can get my subscriber numbers up. Morning to... excuse me, Steph Diamond's in the house. Morning, Steph. Hello. Notifications are slow this morning. Is that right? Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not in control of that, unfortunately. Hello to Adam the plumber. Morning, Adam. Morning, Adam. Morning to you, sir. Is that everyone? Have I said hello to everyone this morning? There's Adam. Next time you have some plumbing work done at the caravan, get the plumber to fit an on-off switch inside the caravan for the water. It's a bit like a bike switch and simply cuts the water off. Well, there's a better thing than that, actually, Adam. I think it's called Floe, spelt Floe, right? And it's this thing, and you flick a button, and I don't know how it works. It somehow sucks all the water out and dumps it outside the caravan. So it empties the pipes as well, which is really what you should do. Because caravans are very, very badly insulated. Not only the walls of it, but the pipes underneath as well. Although my brother-in-law says, well, the caravan's been here. This is very old, this caravan. It's not an expensive caravan at all in the grand scheme of things. You know, we're not talking even 10 grand. You know, this is an old caravan. And my brother-in-law did say, well, I mean, the caravan's been there 20 years. Doesn't look like any of the pipes have ever gone. They're all old pipes in here. So, you know, it probably won't happen. That plus the fact I've got a wooden skirt going all the way round the outside. And one of the things with frost is that you've got to cut it off from the outside, and then it's unlikely or less likely to happen. There we are. Look, Mr. Dr. Gregorian. There's another one. He's got about 3 different accounts. I hope you've got me running on all of them, dear. Morning to young Merlin. Good morning, Merlin. Your little Facebook posts do make me laugh, dear. Good morning, Merlin. All right. Adrian Richardson in the house. Good morning, Adrian. Got to have milk and butter in mash. No, Jason. Not if you're trying to lose a bit of weight, dear. No butter. That is a cardinal sin. A sin in the face of God. And if I eat butter, there must be pain and suffering for me. There must be pain and suffering. There will have to be beatings. I will have to arrange for several fit lads to come and beat me up. There must be beatings if butter passes my mouth. Except tomorrow. Looking forward to my sister's lovely Christmas dinner. Oh, she'll be busy in that kitchen tomorrow. You walk around there and all these smells. Do you remember those smells? Do you remember the smells when you was a child? Do you? No, not nappy smells. Christmas dinner smells. Oh, I remember that. My mum used to work her fingers to the bone on Christmas Day. As children, did we thank her? No. Shocking, isn't it? When you think about it, when you was a child, how many times did you thank your mother for all the things that she did? And, of course, your father's as well. If, like me, you were really lucky, and you had the most wonderful, wonderful parents in the world, and I've said this before, I cannot tell you of one occasion where they ever let me down in all that time. Even when you was a bit of a rowdy teenager and, you wouldn't do anything you were told and you're screaming and you're shouting and all that. Did they take you back after you started moaning? Of course, they didn't kick you out, did they? No. If you were one of those lucky ones, as I was, and you were one of those who can put your hand on your heart and say, I had the best parents in the world, as indeed did my sister. We were so lucky. So lucky. And Christmas morning, I don't know what time my mum got up, but probably about 6 in the morning. We'd wake up about 9, and the whole house was full of Christmas smells. That bird in the oven and the potatoes a bit later on. And she'd had it on low. I think she put it on all night long, actually. I think it was on low all night long. Oh, my God. And then, then we'd have breakfast and cook's breakfast and all that business. Oh, so lucky. So lucky. But the smells are... I can smell the smells. Just close your eyes for a moment. Go on, do it. Close your eyes for a moment, right? Close your eyes for a moment. And can you just try... I'll give you a bit of silence. Can you just try and smell those smells that you had as a child? Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that just so... what would you give to have that time back? What would you give to have that time back? I wouldn't be giving my £14.99 super chat back from Mick. Gosh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Adam. How's your weight going, Adam? I didn't get a text from you last week, which indicates to me that it might have gone up a tiny little bit, did it, Adam? Do let us know, darling. Okay. Good morning to Gaz. Good morning. Morning to you. Here I am at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, Gaz. Good morning. Where are you then? Where are you, Gaz? Is that Gaz Barron from the Cleethorpes place? Is it? I think it might be. Here, look. Hang on a minute. Dear. Smash. Wallpaper paste sounds yuck. That's all right, actually. That wallpaper paste smashed potato is quite nice. Yeah, Amelia used to make gingerbread houses. Well, why don't you make another one, Amelia? Wonderful. They were actually on sale in John Lewis when I was there last week for the my little Christmas outing to London. They actually had these gingerbread houses. The gingerbread men, they were £7. I mean, they weren't small, admittedly, but £7 for one biscuit? Oh, blimey. Like going into Starbucks, isn't it? £7. But the gingerbread houses, they were on special offer, I don't know. And they were only £4 and I nearly bought one. I nearly bought one, but I thought what'll happen is that I'll buy it, get it home. I've done the struggle on the train with that on the way back. I'll get it home, and I'll probably eat the damn thing straight away, so I didn't buy one. Good morning to Alan Wainwright. Merry Christmas. Alan got his pen this morning. Good God, that was quick. I only posted that yesterday, Alan. Wow. Well done. Good. I'm glad you got your pen, Alan. Is Fran with us this morning? We'll see if she's got her fridge magnet yet. Sean says his wife likes ginger nuts, but I do have ginger hair. Did you say you were ginger, Sean? Oh, we have to take you off, darling. I'm not having ginger people watching this show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's something very not right about having ginger hair. So quickly, I'm going to have to block you from the show for admitting that. Fancy coming on to a top-rated, internationally famous television show with billions of viewers all over the world and admitting that you've got ginger hair. How can you even do that, Sean? Can't believe it, mate. In fact, I'm going to have to go through my super chats, and if you could email me your full address, and I'll send all the money back to you. I can't have that. We can't have ginger people watching the show. I'm sorry, lovey. It's very unnatural indeed. Jason says, not allowed to call them gingerbread men. I'll call them what I like, Jason. Anyone who doesn't like it can click off immediately if they can. There's a story about that sort of thing, actually, which I've picked up today. Funny you should mention that, Jason. It's like we're on the same level, Jason, sometimes. It's like we're on the same level. In the sun this morning. Anyone go on Easyjet? My sister goes on Easyjet. In the sun this morning, Easyjet has stopped greeting flyers as ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here we go. Here we go again, eh? There's not a week that goes past now without some minority moaning. They moan and they moan and they moan. Why doesn't this phone come on? Easyjet has stopped greeting flyers as ladies and gentlemen after one Twitter complaint. One. This is what I don't understand. One person complains now and they change everything for everyone. I don't get it. The airline's pilots and cabin crew must now say welcome everyone instead. Bosses claim the move, set out in guidance to staff, is more inclusive and welcoming. Now, the text phone doesn't appear to be coming on. I don't know why that is. Is the battery dead? Look, my Apple logo is appearing, but nothing's happening. We'll see if this comes on. The decision has sparked a backlash online. Good. One critic blasted, give me a break. You can't say ladies and gentlemen, get woke, go broke. Another called it ridiculous nonsense. Easyjet reacted after trans university lecturer Dr. Andy Fugard hit out in August on Twitter, posting, Dear Easyjet, are you in some kind of competition to see how many times you can reinforce gender binaries? And off it goes again. You know, all the old crap that we're sick of reading about in the newspapers. You know, I have always been of the opinion, let anyone be whoever they want to be. But don't just keep shoving it down our throats like this all the time. Gets on my nerves. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, perfume strictly segregated again by ladies and gentlemen. Ditch Sir and Madam too. An organisation as huge as yours must do better. Oh, please do us a favour. Do us a favour. So there we are. That's a new little thing in there for you. Thought I'd tap on that there one, Jason, as you mentioned the whole snowflake thing. Yeah, Heidi's had a nice time in Cardiff. I'm glad you did, Heidi. Am I supposed to be doing something for you, Heidi? I've got so much going on in my head all the time that I can never remember what to do. Morning to Simon Keane. Excuse me. He says, there are DJs, then there are bedroom DJs. Mr. Chop Chop, you are my favourite bedroom presenter. Bedroom presenter? I beg your pardon. This is a professionally built television studio and a television programme. Popular all over the world. Where are you popular? Nowhere is the answer to that. How rude. Bedroom presenter? Well, I've heard it all now. Oh dear. Bedroom presenter? Rude. He says a very Merry Christmas to you and your family and your wonderful viewers. Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you, isn't it? Very nice indeed. Let's have a look here. Oh, it was Gaz. Good morning, Gaz Barron. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel. Good morning to you, Gaz. Nice to see you. I will come up to you. Good morning to George Bond as well. Text again this morning. Sorry, I'm missing your little text out there because the phone, that's working now. Good. So that's for anyone who wants to send a text in. Yes, I'll be coming up to Cleethorpes sometime. I don't know when next year, but I've got a very good friend up there, Danny. And we like to go and meet up on the pier. What's the name? Is it Lorenzo's or some fish and chip place on the pier, which is just fantastic. And we'll probably do it on a Thursday, and afterwards come over to the bar in Cleethorpes. I forgot what it's called now. What's that bar in Cleethorpes called I was working at? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, it's on the seafront there, so we'll probably come up there at some point. Will it be January? I don't know if it'll be January. Not sure when it'll be. In fact, I don't know if you know, Gaz, but it's Lee. I think it might have changed hands. I don't understand the setup there, but Lee was the guy who took me on there, and it's his birthday today, so we'll be wishing him a little happy birthday later. Mr. SOS Gregorian, Dr. Gregorian PhD account. Super chat banner colour differs to the amount of money given. Okay, so he probably selected that colour, I wonder. Thank you, Papas. That's it. Papas is what I was thinking, Chris. And just let know, it's Silhouette Bar. Thank you very much, Gaz. That's it, Silhouette. Silhouette, but Papas, Gaz. Actually, perhaps you'd like to come along as well. We can meet up in Papas. You know, it's not particularly expensive in there. I like to have halloumi, because they do the halloumi there, and they put honey on it. It's absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. Poor George is having problem with his Wi-Fi this morning. Just checking in. Have you turned your... I know it sounds silly. We've probably already done it. Did you turn it on and turn it off again? Is it the Wi-Fi or the internet? It's probably unlikely to be the Wi-Fi. It'll be the internet, I would have thought. Good morning to Jack Matthews. Good morning to you. He's over at Ross Herndon's. Oh, you're friends, are you? I didn't know that. I didn't put two and two together there. Jack's a friend of Ross Herndon, who's often with us. He always sends in a little email for his raffle ticket if he can't be in. No internet at home. I like that. Now, I don't like the fact that you've got no internet at home, but you've gone over to Ross's house just to watch this show. I mean, it don't get any better than that. That is a proper dedicated fan, it is. Poor Mick. Mandy's spending all his money shopping. Oh, but you haven't let her out on her own, have you? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Rob Lincoln, a very good morning to you. Old pipes and old presenter. Pardon? Mark Jones, young Merlin. Funny you mentioned Merlin. Things are coming together nicely today. Merlin is back on the iPlayer. Merlin was an excellent and a really fantastic BBC One television series, which was on some years ago now, and I absolutely loved it. Indeed, my auntie Brenda used to love it, and we were so disappointed when it finished because it was cancelled, wasn't it? And it's about, you know, it's the whole Merlin thing with King Arthur, who is absolutely gorgeous. King Arthur, who I don't know who it is who plays him, but King Arthur, who is played by this absolutely stunning actor. And there's Merlin, of course, the little magician, and the old boy who's teaching Merlin. He's lovely. And there's a dragon in it as well. And it's really well done. Well, it's on the BBC iPlayer from start to finish. Watch it. If you never saw it first time around, it's absolutely charming. And no, you don't need to be a child to watch it. In fact, because of a couple of the little dragon scenes, it might be an idea to have not to have small people watching it completely on their own. But it's a real fantasy thing. And it's fantastic. So Merlin on the BBC iPlayer. Now, no one's reminded me to take my 10 o'clock pills, have they? Look at that. You want me to die while I'm doing this show, don't you? That's what you want to happen. Give you Christmas a little bit more excitement. That one didn't tell me? There we are. George is texting in this morning. And George writes, I know it's a stupid question. What's the difference between Wi-Fi and internet? Well, Wi-Fi, the internet comes usually down a cable into your house and to a box. Okay? That's the box there. The Wi-Fi is the signal that your box puts out within your house or in a shopping centre or a shop or something else. So the internet comes down a cable to the box, right? So that's the internet. The Wi-Fi is the signal that your box puts out to connect various things together to use the internet wirelessly. That's what the Wi-Fi is. Okay, there are some larger Wi-Fi things that they put at the top of phone masts and things like that you can connect to. But here I have 4G internet, right? So I receive my internet over 4G, but that's not really Wi-Fi. That's 4G, which is like Wi-Fi, but not sort of known as Wi-Fi. So the 4G comes into my black box wirelessly, okay? And then various things, not the computer I'm broadcasting in, because that's plugged straight into the box, but other things like my mobile phone, that's connected to the internet via my Wi-Fi. So that's the difference between Wi-Fi and that, all right. Mick, have you stocked up on chocolates? Well, I'm not allowed to take any around my sister's house. She won't have chocolates there, so I'm not allowed to take them. There might be a way around that. I don't know yet. I may have to secretly... what I might have to do is get a tub of chocolates and fill up my pockets. And then when my sister isn't looking, I'll have to undo... I should have bought one in to try that out, actually. I'll have to undo... Oh, I haven't got pockets in here. They've been sewn up. Ray, have you sewn my pockets up? I'll have to put my hand in my pocket and carefully undo it. And then when she's not looking... Yeah, and then she'd turn around... Are you eating sweets? And then she'd scream at me with that high-pitched voice. Are you eating sweets? No, I'm not. Want something on my mouth? It's hurting. I'll have to secretly get in the sweats like a child. I'd be like a child. Mind you, I never grew up, as you well know. Oh, Mick's out. Are you looking at Asda today? Are you on another planet, Mick? Asda? On Christmas Eve? My God, you're brave. Did you see them all yesterday? Fighting for bread? For God's sake, man. Can't you just have something else? Absolute madness in the shops. Here we are in the Daily Mirror. This was yesterday. Where are we? Last minute Christmas shopping. Here we go. Shoppers at all the big supermarkets, including Tesco, Asda, Aldi and Waitrose, are reporting bonkers scenes as people brave huge queues and gridlock traffic to get their festive essentials in time. Now, this was yesterday. It says, so it's got to be even worse today. Do not go to a supermarket today. Perhaps there's a little corner shop somewhere. You know, we've only got plenty of those in London, of course. I'd spend the extra money and just go down there. You know, get your bits and pieces. I'm sure they'll be busy. And a lot of those, the people that don't celebrate the Christmas, they're open on Christmas Day as well. Certainly in sort of Islington and North London, places like that. Maybe not so much out here in Lincolnshire. It says, supermarkets across the country have descended into scenes of absolute madness as Christmas shoppers race to stock up on last-minute food and presents before the big day, including Mick Davenport this morning. Brenda from Bristol. You should have gone in. You should have gone in drag, Mick. I can't remember. Are you in a wheelchair? I can't remember now. You could be the first drag queen in a wheelchair. I know, actually, we had a disabled drag queen once. Oh, she was great. Now, what was her name? Little old lady. She's a little old person. And this is about 30 years ago. I can't remember now. But she did this act and she had a walking frame. She had this walking frame and she did a few numbers and sung, and the crowd absolutely loved her. I can't remember the name for it. If Ray Reynolds is here, he would know it. Perhaps Ray's still here. He may well know this. She'd come on with this walking frame. And at the end of her act, her ultimate finish was that there'd be a stool on and she'd literally climb from the walking frame onto the top of the stool and put her arms up like that. And the crowd went mad. The crowd, she was a wonderful character. I think I only worked with her once or twice. That was at the Black Cap Blooming wonderful she was. If Ray's still there, we'll find that. You could be another one of those disabled drag queens, Mick. You know, a little wheelchair, sort of, you know, I don't know if you've got an electric one or something like that. You're going to have the flowing hair and the makeup. I could send a couple of lads round to do your makeup for you, Mick. But the idea is, you see, you get the wheelchair, that's it. People will get out of the way for you. And if they don't, you just hit them with sticks. You know, one of your walking sticks? Hit them. Just hit them, darling. I haven't got time for this, you know, oh, could you excuse me? No, hit them with your walking stick. My friend, she used to watch the show all the time. I haven't seen her for some time now. Millie from Minnesota. Wonderful lady. She had cerebral palsy. And she was permanently in a wheelchair and has like all this care and, you know, people helping her in and out of bed and all that sort of thing. And she told me, people are actually, they don't get out of the way. She said, and she gets so fed up with them. And she was in a restaurant once and she's like, excuse me. She's in this, you know, these wheelchairs are quite heavy. You know, if a decent wheelchair it's not a light thing. They're quite heavy. And this was all, and I named her Motorised Millie, which she was very happy about. Motorised Millie, and she was telling me she was in this restaurant once and this bloke just wouldn't get out of the way, so she put a wheelchair into reverse and reversed over his foot. Get out of the way then and you won't get hurt. There must be pain and suffering. These people must be dragged to the floor and beaten. They must be beaten into submission. Get out of the way. That's what we need to do. Go and beat teenagers up. We can all go out there, to all the over 50s want to get together one day, go out and look for teenagers who are doing bad things and beat them. And beat them and beat them and beat them. See how they do it again then. The story of the Daily Mirror goes on. Empty shelves, bare freezer cabinets and long winding queues of trolleys laden with festive treats are being seen with Christmas just 2 days away. So this was a couple of days away. This was only yesterday. Some shoppers, here we go, this would be you. This is probably Mick who's been spotted yesterday. Empty shelves. Some shoppers even reported seeing fights as festive tempers frayed, with one Twitter user writing, "Hit the supermarkets today in Essex. Witnessed multiple fights and rude people with trolleys." Many shoppers are facing gridlock traffic before they even set foot inside the stores, before having to battle to find a car parking space. Now, I know that will be the case today, just down the road from here in Boston. There's like one major there is other supermarkets, but in this particular area of Boston, there's one major supermarket, Asda. There's also a Tesco, but I would imagine that would be the same. And on a Sunday, forget Christmas, on a normal Sunday, at round about 10 o'clock, and I know this because I went to church. I've only been to church in Boston twice, St. Mary's, I think it's called. I looked them up for midnight mass, and there is a midnight mass, but it's in Polish, which actually isn't too much of a problem, because I've been to other countries before and on the Sunday gone to their Catholic church, right, and it's all in foreign, but the mass is all in the same place, if you see what I mean. So actually, although you don't understand the language, you know what's going on. You know, in the name of the Father, the Son, all this business. If the bit's in Latin, well, you're laughing, because we all do Latin. You know, we all do the Latin. But everything's in the same place. So, I mean, I could, I suppose, go to midnight mass and experience it in Polish. Or I can go to St. Hugh's tonight, which is in Lincoln, and that's a lovely, lovely old church. It reminds me of my church that I used to go to as a child, St. Joseph's in Roehampton. And I went last year, and it was nice, but there was no organ. It was a bloke on a blooming laptop, and an Apple laptop thing, an Apple laptop. I mean, you know, I was there like this time last year. I'm like, where's I can't see the organ. And then I realised it's a bloke pushing a blooming computer key. It's not the same. I mean, don't have any mistakes. You got to have a mistake or two. I guarantee you, if you ever employ me to play the organ at your wedding, funeral, whatever it is, I guarantee there will be mistakes. Don't worry about that. There will be mistakes. Back onto this. One Tesco store was reportedly turning away shoppers because of a stampede of people. Once inside, people are having to carefully navigate their way through crowds as they try and snap up dinner essentials. I mean, you must be mad leaving it till then. Some claim to have been left in tears as tension... Oh, I wish I had my camera. We could have all had a laugh then, filming these idiots fighting over bread sauce or cranberry juice or something like that. I mean, what is wrong with people? Some claim to have been left in tears as tensions run high, with several cheekily queuing with an empty trolley so not to lose their place while their pals run to get the food. You just imagine getting through the trolley thing. I wonder how much stuff is nicked. Yes, you know where, at the self-service checkout. How much is nicked from there? They must lose an absolute fortune at those self-service checkouts, don't you think? Even on a normal day. And it's probably not so much people actually taking an item and nicking it. Although, presumably that must be quite an easy thing to do. Because often you get these self-service checkouts and there's like, I don't know, 10 of them. And there's one person keeping an eye. One person is keeping an eye on these 10 you know, I'll quickly put that in the bag. They must lose a lot of stuff through those self-service checkouts. Not only the obvious way to do it, but then the people who buy grapes, you know, £1, I don't know what they are, £1.80 a pound, £1.80 a pound, and they put through the grapes as carrots, 10p a pound. They must lose an absolute fortune on those self-service checkouts. And on a day like today, where it's really busy, how can that one person possibly keep an eye on all these goods that are supposed to be paid for but are being nicked by probably people like you, to be honest, boys and girls? Shocking. Adrian has now got YouTube on every single device in my house. I don't know what else I can do to help you with your numbers. A bit frightening. I can even watch you in my bathroom. What, while you're brushing your teeth? Oh, come on, Adrian. We all know you don't brush your teeth. You place them in a little glass next to that bed, don't you? Eh? Oh gosh, I'm getting £14.99 of insults in. You insult as much as you like, mate. That's fine by me. Where are we? It looks like I've got a fake tan on this morning. Does it? Is there too much colour? I've got a bit too much colour this morning. Does it look all right? It'll have to do now. I'm not doing any adjustments now. Good morning to Ian Days. Welcome along to you. Are you ginger? Mick wants to know. No. I'm not ginger. Good morning, Martin Butler. There's my brother-in-law. Where are we going now? Yvonne Lemon just joining us there. Good morning, Yvonne. I can hear noises outside. I hope I haven't got a visitor coming. Perhaps the whole family has turned up to wish us all a happy Christmas. I don't know. Ian Days. Good morning, Ian Days. I think I said hello to you. Gaz is off now. He's going to do his shopping. Goodbye, darling. All right. Oh no, you won't want to see that, Martin. I'm sure my sister would leave that in there at some point. Good morning to Sharon Butler. There's my sister. The dogs will sniff you as you're entering the house looking for sweets. Oh yes, she searches you, my sister. As you go into the house, she actually searches you. Yeah. She's got alarms that go off. It's like the pub. You know, the pub that I work in. You can come in there. You know, it all comes in there. Right? We've got a special alarm. I've installed an alarm on the door. Right? People come in there. We're not too bothered about, you know, drink and drugs and firearms and knives and guns and things like that. But if you try and nick one of my pens, one of my karaoke beds, all the alarms go off, lights start flashing, this glass cubicle thing comes. As you're trying to leave, right, a glass cubicle thing comes, drops down and encases you in glass until you hand that pen back over. There's a little gap at the bottom where you have to push the pen over, and then we keep you in there for 1 hour as punishment and pain and suffering. And then as the thing comes up, you are taken away by myself and the manager guy, and you are beaten. You're beaten into submission. People must be beaten. It's the only way. It's the only way. My sister is not allowed to use the toilet here. Oh, she was so upset. She came over with great niece Evie at the weekend to put a couple of lovely Christmas decorations up, including I haven't got. Can I go and get you one? Let me go and get you one. One minute. Last year, I think it was last year, I got my sister a sewing machine for Christmas. She hasn't got anything as expensive for that this year, let me tell you that now. God, money's pouring out my account here. Buying cameras and things like that. She's made these, look. And she's made these on like a string affair. So there's lots of them and they're all hanging up. Isn't that pretty? She's very talented with a sewing machine. And it's all sewn together and she makes things. I keep asking her to make me a shirt, a United Kingdom Talk shirt. Like that would be good, wouldn't it? Have you still got this material, Shao? Can you make me a shirt like that? With these little love hearts and the Union flag on there. So she's made all those and she came over with great niece Evie to put all these things up. And then she said, the water's not on. I said, well, no, it's not. She said, well, what if I want to use the toilet? I said, well, you can't, can you? I think she had to hold her wee in for ages until she got back to her house. She said she was going to use the toilet even though it wouldn't flush. Oh, I would have to have the bathroom done again if that was the case. I'm sorry. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. So I said, well, go out and just turn the water on. You can turn it on. But it was pouring down with rain, so she didn't want to do that. Let's have a look. Yvonne, they were fighting over the trolleys. Well, I mean, yes. There wasn't any... Even on Saturday, actually. On Saturday at Aldi, where I go to Aldi in Bracknell, I do most of my shopping there. And I never get a trolley. I do small shoppings. You know, like probably the most 10 items in one shop. That's all I do. And I got to the shop and there's this queue outside. And I thought, oh, what are they queuing for? Don't say they're closed. And they were queuing up for the trolleys. They'd run out of trolleys. Funny, isn't it? Campfire stew. That's what we want, campfire stew. That's what causes the Yuletide logs, Martin. As you well know, because you've had it before. Alan, Sharon's got a chocolate detector at the front door. Just like going through the airport. That's what I say. Her chocolate detectors are Bison and Barney. There are two lovely dogs. One of which, unfortunately, it's not going to be with us much longer. Bison is the most beautiful, friendly, big-headed Rottweiler. You know how you see some of these Rottweilers where, oh, don't want to go near that one. Right. You'd probably think the same if you saw my sister's Rottweiler. But it's nothing like aggressive. I have never known it ever to be aggressive. It's a little bit frightening. I think I've told you this before. Because the way it likes to greet you, it will come up and, you know, the tail's going like, and it's a big dog. Knock you over. Right? One of the things it likes to do to greet you is to literally get your wrist. It's like, and that's it. It seems to be its way of saying hello. There's no pressure. It doesn't bite down. It literally wants to just put your wrist all in, and it goes in. Oh, believe me, it goes in that big head of its, and it likes just to hold you like that for a minute, moving its head up and down, and that's how it says hello. To someone who doesn't know the dog, that would probably terrify you. Probably think it's about to rip your arm off. But no, and there's no pressure at all. It's just loosely got its wrist in your arm. Unfortunately, it's been having... My sister will probably get teary while I'm telling you this, but she won't mind. Unfortunately, they found a lump on its leg. It was having trouble walking, and the doctor says, I'm afraid it's cancer. And he offered to... to do an operation. The only way to do it was apparently to remove one of its back legs. But you know it's a big dog. He would struggle. I know a lot of pets. You often see like a cat with one eye, don't you? Or we had a blind cat. we actually had, not me, but 2 doors down from me at the house in Bracknell, they had a blind cat. It was a beautiful cat, white. White. Oh, no, it wasn't blind. I beg your pardon, it was deaf. Sorry, this cat was deaf. And it was so noisy. This cat was meow like that. It was so lovely, this beautiful white cat. And you often see cats with like one eye missing, or dogs with one leg missing, and they manage to walk about. But you know, it's a big dog, and I don't think she's going to have that done. You know, and when the time comes, it's just a horrible thing when you lose a pet like that. And I'm sure many of you here will have lost a pet. Cats, dogs, goldfish, whatever budgerigars, they all become part of the family, don't they? But he's a lovely dog, and she will give it the best life it could possibly have until then, you know. Good morning to Roy the boy. Welcome, Roy. Welcome to the show, Roy. Adrian, I had a problem walking. When I'm walking away with my walking stick, people bang into me laughing off. Do they really do that? Do they purposely? Do you think they purposely bang into you, Adrian, just because you've got a walking stick? Do you really think that? Huh? I've been very lucky, really, that I'm sort of been reasonably mobile, I suppose. There was one time where I had a really bad back, and I could barely walk. Really, it was so bad. It's about 3 years ago. I bent down to pick a pen. I was doing a quiz night. Bent down to pick a pen up off the floor, and my back just went, you know, in the soft bit. Oh, and I couldn't move. And eventually, after a couple of days, I went out. And I was in town, and I was so slow moving. And all these people are running around doing, just at normal speed, doing their stuff. I become quite upset, and I thought, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I can't do what they're doing. And suddenly, you couldn't walk. And I got really upset, actually. But I can't honestly say people were purposely banging into me. You know. I don't know. That's a horrible thing if they are. Yvonne uses a 4-wheel walker. People still won't move. Even old people, you say, excuse me 3 times and they still won't move. So that's just awful, isn't it? Mick had an 80-year-old woman give me the bird over parking. Oh, that's the other thing they do. Unless it's obvious that you're disabled, they don't like that to do. You know, they look in your window to see if you've got the disabled sticker. Oh, what's wrong with you then? What's wrong with you? You know, you want to... I mean, I was going to say, make something up that's really bad, but then you don't really want to do that. You don't want to say, well, actually, I've got leukemia. I mean, you don't really want to... You know, because someone up above might say, you shouldn't be saying that, and then bang, you know what I mean? Don't be saying anything like that. You're tempting fate there. Let's have a look there. Let's just scroll down a little bit there, my darlings. Yvonne Lemons, my mum's cat has no tail, but she doesn't seem bothered. Is that because it was taken off for some medical reason? There are cats without tails. Are they Mancunian cats? Mancunians? Mankinins? No, not Mankini. Oh, don't wear one of those, please. What do they look like? Mankinis. My God, awful. There we are. Okay. Jack, Ross knows about the cancer and the leg problem. With a large dog, he had a Great Dane. Same advice, yeah. If it's a big dog, that's difficult, isn't it? That's difficult. Good. Okay, let's do a couple of... What's the time? Good God, have we been here an hour already? I don't know where it goes. Sean's got a disabled car and blue badge because I'm ginger. Good morning to Mick's Mowers. Morning, Mick. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Mick's Mowers, he does a show usually directly after mine. And he's never mentioned it. I don't know why. He should do, really. So if you want to watch Mick's Mowers show, which will be on soon now because I'm nearly finished now, just click on... You see those 3 dots next to his name there? Click on there and click go to channel, right? Maybe just as I finish... And then just refresh it until he appears. And then you'll be able to watch his show. My brother-in-law, actually, I think it was you as well, Mix Mowers. They were doing a show yesterday. They use, and my brother-in-law, for the first time, he was trying out a different software. He usually uses the same software as me, which is OBS. But they were using some other software, the name which eludes me for a moment. And Mix Mose was doing the same. And somehow, someone managed to get in on his software, a bloke who then got something out on the screen. I mean, no. You know, if you ever meet me in person, I'm quite, I can be quite rude, but in a funny way. You know, there are things I would say to you to your face that I wouldn't dream of doing on here. There is kind of a line. I think there is a line that should never be crossed. You know, when I do rude things on here, I like to think it's more carry-on rudeness rather than porn rudeness. If there's a big difference. Big difference. Anyway, this bloke somehow managed to get into the software and no one could get rid of him. They were timing him out, they were blocking him, and they couldn't get rid of him. I don't know why. He literally stood up and got it out. You know, and not funny, not amused at all by that. There is an absolute line that you shouldn't cross. And sometimes, I'm sure one or two of you notice, sometimes the message is coming from certain people. No, I don't think there's anyone on there at the moment. But now and again, you'll get a message and you think, oh, no, that's a bit much. There was one the other night. I'm not going to mention who it was or what it was. But it was a message the other night and I thought, well, that's not nice. You know, there is a line that I don't like to be crossed. StreamYard, that's it. StreamYard, that was the one. I remember that now. StreamYard. So that was bad news, wasn't it? Doing something like this. Unnecessary. Not funny. Not funny at all. You know, you just make yourself look a complete and total utter W doing that on someone's channel. Really. There we are. Mick had a three-legged cat. There you go. They do cope, I think, animals, when they lose a limb or an eye or something. They manage to get through that, don't they? Heidi, a Manx. Is it a Manx cat? Is that the one with no tail? Manx cat. And that's how they're born, isn't it? They're not, like, the tail isn't removed, is it? That's just how they're born. Let's have a look there. Let's just scroll that. Right. Ian Days, tech couldn't do anything as he was on an update. Oh, I don't know, but there was a lot of people who tried to block and remove this person, and it just didn't seem to be possible to actually do that. So very, very annoying, very annoying. We're going to do the raffle tickets in a moment. First of all, I just want to read you this story in the Daily Mirror. There's this blind lady. I don't think she's with us anymore. Her name was Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga. Her predictions for 2020. Now, this is the lady, apparently, that foresaw 9/11 and Brexit. So, I haven't read this story yet. Usually I'll try and read or at least skip through quickly a story before I bring it to you. But I haven't read this yet, so this is going to be news to me as well. Bulgarian mystic Baba Vanga is still causing eyebrows to raise more than 2 decades after she died at 85 with a string of gloomy predictions for the year ahead. A blind mystic who is said to have predicted 9/11 and Brexit has foretold trouble and darkness for the year ahead. Trouble and darkness. She's been dubbed the Nostradamus of the Balkans for her predictions. Despite dying 23 years ago, those with a keen interest in mysticism, that's a great word, mysticism, will continue to revere Baba's work, which some claim looks forward to 5079. One or two of you won't be here on that year. I intend to be here, 5079, the year she believes the universe will end. Right before her death, at the age of 85, she made a series of predictions for 2020. The most startling revelation is that Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump's lives are in danger. The Russian president could reach the end of his mortal coil thanks to an assassination attempt made from within the Kremlin. Almost as dramatically, the US president will fall ill with a mystery illness which will leave him deaf and with a brain tumour. This has all been predicted. So try and remember this, okay? God willing, if we're all still here this time next year, bring this up, because I'll probably have forgotten it by then. If you can remember to bring this up, and we'll see if any of it came true or not. Those with long memories may remember that Baba foretold that Putin and Trump's lives would be in danger last year, suggesting some kind of cosmic rollover. Another recurrent theme in her predictions has been the destruction of Asia. Baba foresaw that a big wave will cover the shore and people will disappear underwater in what some interpreted as the destruction of Thailand by a huge tsunami in 2004. Do you remember that? I can't believe how long ago that was. The outlook in 2020 is equally as bleak, with more tsunamis and earthquakes scheduled to hit the continents. A meteorite is also predicted to fall on Russia. God, if you're going to Russia for all this, that's somewhere I'd like to go. I'd like to see the is it the Kremlin with all that beautiful coloured roofs and all that? I'd like to go to Russia. Perhaps the most ominous prediction of the clairvoyant was that the European continent could reach the end of its existence at the hands of Muslim extremists. The Bulgarian suggested that extremists would use an arsenal of chemical weapons against the Europeans. Supporters of Baba are keen to emphasise how spot on she has been with 85% accuracy, a phrase that regularly crops up in fan forums. This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. According to babavanga.com, the figure is drawn from research conducted by a couple of people there. Others point to her past successes as proof she has foresight beyond that of a typical human. In 1989, she guessed that America would be hit by 2 still birds in a terror attack, in what was later interpreted as a reference to 9/11. She said, horror, horror, the American brothers will fall after being attacked by the steel birds. The wolves will be howling in a bush and innocent blood will be gushing. She also predicted the sinking of a Russian submarine, the Kursk. Before cancelling Christmas and ordering a nuclear bunker, however, readers should know that some questions remain around Baba and her predictions, some of which have proved to be way off the mark. A prophecy that Europe would cease to exist in 2016 was clearly wrong, unless seen through an incredibly generous Brexiteer lens. So there's also some bits and pieces that she did get wrong. But there you go, you know, I mean, it just... makes you think sometimes what may or may not be around the corner for all of us there. Let's have a look. Are you talking to each other there? Okay. Yes, Mick. Yeah, I heard about that as well. This bloke who stood up and got bits and pieces out on the screen also laid into one of Mick's children. You know, what is wrong with people that they find the need to do something like that? Just dreadful, dreadful people. And it's a shame, you know, some of these trolls, it is a shame that you can't find out where they are. Do you know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. How you can pick on a defenceless child like that, I do not know. Just awful. I did hear about that, okay. Right. Let's just... Right, get me raffle tickets ready. Girls and boys, stand by, everyone. Tickets ready. Right. Okie doke. Who wants a raffle ticket? Our next raffle is on next Monday. There we are. Here's all the raffle tickets in here, standing by and ready. There we go. Ba 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 da ba. Ba da ba 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 ba. Where are we now? Put that one there. Put that one there. And here we go. Raffle tickets. Who wants one? Roy the boy. Oh, Roy the boy, you're first in there this morning. All right, Roy. Roy the boy. Ticket number 688 for Roy. 689 for for Mick Davenport. Mick, £14.99 Super Chat Davenport. Joey Millen, 690. 691 for Mr. Retro Restore. Mick's Mowers. If you click on his, I'm sure he may be able to tell you the story in full. Okay, over on his channel, I expect he could tell you that if you ask him. 691, if he wants to, I don't know. Yvonne Lemon, 692. Ian Days, 2 sausage and bean smell. I'm not doing food today, I'm afraid, Ian. Kitchen is closed. Ian Days, 693. I'm dying to go wee. I'm really dying for a wee. Michael Pullman, 694. Thank you, Michael. Michael, you didn't send an email? Were you supposed to send me an email yesterday? Did you win the raffle yesterday? I can't remember now. I think you might have won the raffle. If so, send over your details and I'll post your fridge magnet in the post. I think it was you yesterday. I can't remember now. Alan Wainwright. Thank you, Alan. 695. Alan was saying earlier he's got the pen already because he won the bingo on Sunday night, didn't you, mate? 696 for Diane Jebb. Amelia Dodd, 697. Sean Price, 698. 699, Adrian Richardson. And ticket number 700. Who's that go to? Mr. Jack Matthews, who's got no internet at the moment. 701. Where was that? Last one was Jack, wasn't it? 701. Jason Hughes. 702 to Ross Herndon. All right, Ross. I've got some one of you two has sent me a link, haven't you? Which I must go and look at those Christmas lights that you sent for. I'm sorry, it does take me a while to get round to things sometimes because there's so much going on. Mike Reese-Ponto, thank you very much for sending a link, so it's much appreciated. All right. Mike Reese-Ponto is on 703. Joanna Evola, 704. 705 for Rob Lincoln. Lincoln. 705. Thank you, Rob. Okay, Michael. Yeah, if you send that off, have I got any here? No, I won't be able to get to. Well, I might be able to get to the post office today. Is that open today? Are they on half day post offices? They might be on half day. You might have to wait till Saturday before I send it now. Okay, but you're not bothered about that, are you? There we go. I think I've done all the tickets. Have I missed anyone out? Okay, Jack, that's all right, mate. Have I missed anyone out? If so, please speak now, and I shall correct my mistake. But I do like a bit of correction. Who likes a bit of correction with a whip? Mark Bowles has disappeared again. He's just on and off, isn't he, Mark Bowles? Where's he gone now? He hasn't asked for a ticket. I'll make a note for that. Mick's waiting for the key ring. Don't worry about that, Mick. You remind me when it comes, okay, Mick? Haven't heard back from the company. Let's see if there's an email from them now. My guess is I won't hear from them till after Christmas. It's just too close to Christmas. That's all happened, unfortunately. If you don't know already, let's have a look there. No, nothing there. No, nothing there. Hang on, promotions. No, it's not there yet. If you don't know already, the key rings arrive and they're not good. The printing is all smudged on them. So I've emailed the company. I'm waiting to hear back from them. But of course, we're right close to Christmas. I wouldn't be surprised if they've shut up shop now. So there we are. Is that everyone there? Yvonne, you would have had Yvonne, once we've started the new show, that's it. I have to move on. You should have had an email from me, okay? You should have had an email. Have you checked your emails, Yvonne? You seem to be losing emails from us, don't you? I don't know why that is. Check your spam folder. There's probably something there. And that's it. But once we move on, that's why I say you can only claim your raffle ticket up to an hour before the beginning of the next show. By then, we have to move on. Otherwise, we just keep going backwards all the time and we can't move on. So once it's gone, okay? Right, let's do today's birthdays. Is that everyone today? There's no vicar, Jason. We don't have vicars. How many times do I have to tell you, dear? Why don't you come to church tonight with me? Midnight Mass. You have to watch out for drunk people at midnight Mass. Yes, the priest stands at the door. If you're drunk, you are taken round the back and you are beaten by the altar servers, girls and boys. Shania, I don't know if Shania's here this morning. Shania is actually head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Did you know that? She is. Birthday time. Happy birthday on this Christmas Eve to Mr. Lee Appleyard. Good morning, Lee. Now, Lee is the person who took me on at the Cleethorpes bar. It's gone again. Silhouettes bar in Cleethorpes. So happy birthday to you, Lee. No, I'm sorry, Joanna. I will be singing. Happy birthday, Lee. All right, Lee Appleyard, happy birthday. Robyn Thompson's birthday this morning. Romeo, what a beautiful name. Romeo Kieran is 55 years old today. Bobby Floyd, happy birthday to you, Bobby. And Charlotte Rose Smith. Charlotte is an absolutely delightful young lady who I worked with at a place in Clapham. So happy birthday as well to you, Charlotte. And now, especially for Joanna, I shall sing happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. There we are. I sang it especially powerful today, especially for a delightful, lovely young lady called Joanna Evola. Your name went right out of my head then. Ryan Gordon just joined us right at the end of the show there, Ryan. Okay. All right, gang, that's it today. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm very much looking forward to going to midnight mass tonight, which probably in Lincoln. I'll probably go to Lincoln for the midnight mass. Don't forget, I think it is Mick Mowers, isn't it, going to do a show? Or is it Mick Davenport? Oh, Christ, I'm all over the place this morning. It's Mick Mowers. I'm sure it's Mick Mowers. He'll be doing a show probably straight after mine. You can see his name there, Mick Mowers. If you click on the three dots, just hover over his last message, right? Move over to the right, there's three dots. Click on that and it says go to channel. If you just go there, it'll take you to his channel and I expect it to start within a few minutes of me finishing. Hello to Able Mike 11, who's in Australia. Good morning, Able Mike. All right, joining us again right at the very end of the show. Thanks ever so much for watching. I will be with you tomorrow morning, okay? We'll have a little Christmas Day show tomorrow. I don't think I did one last year. Maybe not the year before either, but we will be here, fingers crossed and all being good, tomorrow morning, round about the same time, 9:30, something like that. So I very much look forward to seeing you then. If you're going out tonight, whatever, to a party or midnight mass or to a friend's house, have a wonderful time. I really, really do hope you have a wonderful time. And I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.